This is the fifth tutorial in this how to do a basic energy settings and energy analysis, conceptual energy analysis in Revit. And so we started out by just creating a simple model of our building, the square footage, the footprint of the square footage of our building, and then adding mass floors for that building so that we can do the analysis. The next thing, of course, is to set the location. If we go into Analyze, we need to make sure that the location is set. So we covered how to set the location, make adjustments to the model and to the site so that it would work inside Revit. We imported this model of the site from Format, and so we went through how to import that in the first tutorial. In the second tutorial, we started to cover basic energy settings. So once we have the location set, we went into energy settings here. Okay, once again, under the Analyze tab, we went into energy settings. We set these initial settings here for conceptual mass study. Using conceptual masses. Then we went into advanced settings. We edited the percentage of glazing to meet code. We set our building type to office, building operating schedule to 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, and then once again set a conventional HVAV. We set this to outdoor air information, outdoor air per person to 15 CFM, which is standard code. And then we went in and looked at our conceptual types, different surfaces, and we went in to edit that and brought that up. And then we went and selected, based on the International Energy Conservation Code, what would be required for this particular climate. This is a climate 3 B, which is humid. Climate 3A, which is humid, very humid, and hot and humid. And so we reset a lot of these values so that they matched as close as we could get with the defaults with the climate requirements in the IECC for climate 3. And so once we got that done, now we're ready to actually run our energy analysis. So the first thing we're going to do, and this is really a pretty short process, the first thing we're going to do, you'll see some more buttons here. You'll see Optimize, you'll see Generate, and you'll see here Create Energy Model. And so that's the next thing we're going to do is create the energy model. And it's really just a matter, once we've got all these settings set, it's just a matter of really clicking that little icon. And you'll notice there's a change. Now, depending on the size of the building, this may take longer than it did here. It was pretty instantaneous here. Also, I'm going to go down here and put this into shaded mode so that we can kind of see the different surfaces. And you'll notice that it added to each surface on every floor 30% glass, and we said 2 foot 6 inches up from the finished floor, and so it did that. It zoned the building into north, south, east, and west zones. This is a west zone. This is the east zone. Of course, this is south zone. And I don't know why it partitioned this that way. I'm assuming that it's just assuming that this is all, this zone right here is the south zone and north zone. So it put the diagonal in there. And then, of course, it created a core zone, which we'll use. And so now everything is set to do an energy analysis. And so the next thing we're going to do is say, tell it to generate the analytical model, generates design options and potential performance. So we're going to generate. Now, when we click this button, this is going to take a while. You've got to be logged in to your A360 account. Okay, so make sure that you're logged in before you push the generate button. And it's all going to do this in the cloud, in Autodesk Analysis Cloud. They have bukus of computers ready to work on this. If you are if you're paying a subscription, and of course, if you're in education, students are automatically enrolled in a and have access to that. So eventually, this will send you an email letting you know that it's been done, that it's been generated. And then what we want to do is then look at that energy run by clicking on this Optimize button. When you click on the Optimize button, that's going to connect you to the Insight. It's called Insight, Autodesk Insight website. It should come up here in just a second. I'm waiting for it to come up. There we go. And so this will connect you to the Insight website. You can see right here, this is the run we just started. So the analysis is in progress right now. It's the office building version 3. Here you can see a previous run that I had already done. And so as soon as this process finishes, then we can look at the data. If you look here, you can see there's several things I'm going to cover in the next video, how to look at this data and how to analyze it. So we'll take a break, let it finish our run, and then I'll be back in the next video.